she was a very shy little girl. She always, I always take her to school because she's the eldest in the family and there are 2 babies sa bahay. Nauupo lang siya sa one of the chairs ng college class ko. Tapos, wala pang technology noon. Kinokopya niya yung lahat na sinusulat ko sa blackboard. 4 years old pa lang siya eh. But when she was a little girl, she was very quiet. She did not want to be, what is this, presented ayaw niya mag-join sa mga presentation.
Malapit sa kanyang ama, si Lenny Robredo.
Grabe ang influence sa kanya ng husband ko. My husband and I told her to study, and all the children, not Lenny only, to study very well so that they could become professionals and be independent in the future. Wala naman kaming dream for them to enter politics.
Namanan niya sa mga magulang ang sipag sa pag-aaral.
When she was in the grade school, she was a contestant, may academic contest noon. She was a contestant sa social studies. Naku, minimemorya niya yun. Yung book na coverage ng dapat question sa kanya.
Panganay sa 3 magkakapatid, si Lenny Robredo.
She's loved by her siblings because she's the eldest. She takes care of them. Yung youngest brother niya, si Boy, nasa parokyal. So, I always tell her, kung may klase pa ako, you have to go to the opposite side of the street and get your brother so that you could wait for me doon sa porteria. Ginagawa niya yun.
Wala pang 1 taong magkasintahan ay niyaya na siya ni Jessie Robredo na magpakasal.
Araw-araw nagbibisita. He left no stones unturned. Parang nag-umpisa siya magligaw ng September. Gusto niyang mamanhikan na ng December. Umayaw lang yung daddy kong harapin siya kasi sabi ng daddy ko, ano ba naman yan, nagkakakilala pa lang kayo. So when I told him, wag na muna kasi hindi papayag yung magulang ko, sabi niya, okay, hindi muna ako mamamanhikan ngayon. Pero right after the elections, magpapakasal na tayo.
Noong unay, tutol ang mga magulang ni Lenny na magpakasal siya agad kay Jessie.
Gusto naman namin yung boyfriend niya, pero sabi namin, tapusin niya muna yung law studies niya. Pero sabi niya, si Jess sabi naman, pwede naman matapos after marriage.
Ang mga magulang ni Lenny ang sinuyo ni Jessie. Kaya naman, wala pang 1 taon ay nakasal na sila.
Then he was asking for my hand in marriage. Sinabi ng daddy ko na hindi pa pwede mag-asawa yung anak ko kasi maglo-law school pa yan. Nag-promise si Jessie sa tatay ko na kahit kami mag-asawa na, sisiguraduhin niya magiging abogado ako at pinaaral niya ako.
Pagkatapos ng kasal, itinuloy ni Lenny Robredo ang kurso sa abogasya sa University of Nueva Cáceres. Isa sa guro niya sa law school ay si Judge Rosario Torrecampo.
I remember very clearly, she preferred sitting in front, right in front of the teacher's desk. When she was a good student. Her written work was all right. She has a perfect, I would say perfect, command of English.
Habang nag-aaral siya ng abogasya, nahalal namang mayor ng Naga City ang asawa niyang si Jessie noong 1988.
I remember very distinctly that at around 8:25 in the evening, that was the dismissal of the review classes. Her husband, who was then a city mayor of Naga City, would be waiting at the corridor with a baby in his arms. She was just as any of the students were, and she never made anyone aware that she was the first lady of Naga City.
He often said, kung panahon mo na, kahit anong gawin mong pagtatago, panahon mo na. Kung ano ang nakatakda, siyang mangyayari. Maybe for him, it was the perfect end to a life well lived. Jess often told me he felt he would die young. During our moments together, he would always say that between the two of us, he would be the first to go. I never believed him then. When he became a member of the cabinet, I was always nervous whenever he would take a private plane or a helicopter. We constantly argued about the necessity of it all, but he made me understand that sometimes this could not be avoided because of his work. He promised me that he would take commercial flights whenever possible. But sometimes, he still did not heed my request. He shielded me from the fear by simply not telling me about it. Last Saturday, the day of the crash, I was already on the phone with him early in the morning. There was a flurry of calls and text messages between us throughout the day. Early in the afternoon, I told him not to hurry home because my daughter's competition finished early. I thought he would just be taking the bus bound for Naga that same night. But in true fashion, he still decided to fly home. He just wanted to surprise us and make us happy. When I first learned that he was pushing through with the trip, I texted him, and he confirmed that he boarded the plane already. I was already very near the airport to pick him up when he texted me again that his plane was going back to Cebu. He never told me why. I was able to reach him at 4:40 in the afternoon, just before the plane plunged into the sea. He told me in the calmest voice that he would call me later. He said he was just taking care of something. He never called me back. When the body bag carrying his remains was opened before my eyes, I was not at all surprised to see that he was wearing his DILG uniform, the same uniform that he wore in that picture in front. That was Jess to the very core. He was always working so hard, but at the same time, always rushing home to be with his family.
Leni Robredo was a picture of quiet strength last year after she lost her husband, Interior Secretary Jesse Robredo, to a tragic plane crash in August. She hailed the legacy of leadership shown by her husband, who is remembered as one of Naga City's most beloved mayors and a much valued member of the Aquino cabinet. With the weight of her husband's passing, she initially rejected calls to enter politics, but the clamor for change persisted until it became too hard for her to ignore. In October last year, after much prodding from the Liberal Party, Leni agreed to run for a seat in Congress, fighting against a member of one of Camarines Sur's most prominent political families. She ran against Nationalist People Coalition's Nelly Villafuerte, wife of incumbent Representative Luis Villafuerte Sr. Luis Villafuerte is Jesse Robredo's uncle, who also ushered him into politics and helped him win as Naga mayor in 1988. Garnering 102,694 votes, with a vote lead of over 71,000 votes over her closest rival Villafuerte, Robredo was proclaimed 3rd District Representative of Camarines Sur last week. As she triumphs over the political dynasty, she also hopes to continue her husband's legacy of meaningful public service.
All right, joining us on Hot Copy, Camarines Sur 3rd District Congresswoman-elect Leni Robredo is with us this morning. Good morning,
Karen.
Congresswoman.
Good morning. It's good to be back.
But the smile of a winning candidate, I see. So, are you happy?
Yes, of course. It wasn't an easy journey. And after winning such a big margin, I do not have any other hopes than to take stock of what happened and give time to thank all the people who helped me.
You know what? Let's go back to your journey. You were up against Nelly Villafuerte. I mean, that's a strong, formidable political dynasty in Camarines Sur, clearly with much more money, much more local leaders, more experience in the area. What was it like when you're campaigning? Tell me first how you were campaigning. Did you even have money at all?
You know, I always tell this to people. I really survived on all the goodwill my husband left behind.
Okay.
Ano talaga siya, Karen? It was really a difficult fight. I really didn't have resources. I couldn't afford to stage big caucuses. Yung mga meetings ko talagang street corners under the tree.
Ah, really?
Talaga
Oo.
mga bahay-bahay lang, so that I would not have to spend for sound system. I would not have to spend for lights, etc.
Oh my gosh.
Talagang yun sa akin, small groups. It took a lot of time and energy. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go home at about 1 o'clock past midnight. Talaga ano yun, every hour, meron akong ginagawa, house to house, during the day, small caucuses, pag masyado nang mainit. Talagang sinuyod ko. If at all, I was a very hardworking and diligent candidate.
5 a.m. every single day. Okay, now, you know what it's like in the local elections, no? You will have to spend for food. Yung mga barangay leaders. I mean, yung iba kailangan mo bigyan ng pera dahil they have to, let's face it, they have to spend also for people to come.
Pero you know, Karen, yung advantage ko, alam ng taong wala akong pera. So they didn't expect anything from me. Sila yung nagagastusan, sila yung namamasahe, nagugutom. Yun siguro yung advantage ko. Kasi unang-una yung medyo nakaka-afford, sila yung mag-spend for me.
Okay.
Yung mga hindi naman, alam nila na sakripisyo yung pagtulong sa akin, pero andun pa din sila. That's what I've been telling people, na kung meron mang lessons this election brought, at least to my district, talaga hindi pera yung importante sa election.
Now,
Ba siyang magalit?
Hindi po. Hindi po.
Okay. Namamalo ba siya?
Hindi rin po. Siya po yung pinakakalma sa amin.
Siya po yung pinaka-objective din.
When it comes to discipline, ano ang method niya of making sure you don't do something again, something that was offensive to her?
Hindi ka po niya papansinin.
Silent treatment
Silent
po siya.
treatment po siya.
Na mas nakakatakot actually.
Sa start po, usually yung ano niya, magre-remind siya na, oh, ginawa mo na ba to? Ginawa mo na yan. Pag naabot niya na yung limit na tingin niyang sinabi niya na lahat ng pwede niya sabihin sa'yo, tatahimik na siya. Po, usually,
You do.
papapansin.
Sa bahay po kasi wala kaming major na away.
Even with my dad, parang wala po sa aming nag-away na naglalast ng more than a day. Parati niya rin yung sinasabi na don't go to sleep angry. Tapos parang sinasabi niya na the object of your anger is always more important than your anger.
Ang malalim na pag-iisip, malawak na konsultasyon, at sobrang taimtim na pagdadalangin, buong puso, buong pananampalataya, at buong tapat ko pong tinatanggap ang hamon na tumakbo bilang pangalawang Pangulo ni Secretary Mar Rojas.
Pero kapansin-pansin at tila lumalakas ang pambato ng Liberal Party, si Congresswoman Leni Robredo, byuda ng yumaong DILG Secretary Jessie Robredo at maituturing na baguhan sa politika. Sa pinakahuling social weather station survey, maituturing ng tabla sina Robredo at Senador Bongbong Marcos para sa unang pwesto. 5 puntos naman na naghihiwalay sa kanila sa kalalabas lang na Pulse Asia survey kung saan nanguna si Marcos na may 29%. Pumangalawa naman si Robredo na nakakuha ng 24%. Pero paalala ni Pulse Asia President Ronald Holmes, di pa maituturing na kay Robredo na ang momentum dahil hindi naman kataasan ang pag-angat ng kanyang numero.
Striking distance, syempre yung odds pa din are against me in the sense na come from behind talaga ako. Halos walang nakakakilala. So ngayon, it's actually a combination of many things.
Pero ano nga bang dahilan sa unti-unting pagtaas na Robredo sa mga survey at tila malaki ang tsansa niya ngayon na mapatumba ang mga higanting pangalan sa politika sa darating na eleksyon? Ayon sa isang political analyst, nakatulong na nakikinabang si Robredo sa makinarya ng administrasyon. Pero di rin umano kasi mahirap ibenta ang imahe ni Robredo na baguhan sa politika.
Ang isa pong mabuting ina ay naaasahan kahit anong panahon. Hindi po umaatras sa hamon. Sumisikap araw-araw na mabuting example po sa kanyang mga anak.
She comes across as a warm personality na may pagtingin talaga sa mahihirap. And this is not simply an image.
May we request the Honorable Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, Vice President-elect, to proceed to the rostrum.
May we also request the family of the Vice President-elect to accompany the Honorable Vice President-elect Maria Leonor Herona Robredo to the rostrum.
On behalf of the Filipino people and the House of Representatives, Madam Vice President, please accept our heartfelt congratulations on your honors election as the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Madam Vice President, on behalf of the Senate, we join the Filipino nation in congratulating Your Honor on your election as Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Sa simula, parati ko nang sinasabi at ito ay makaka-attest yung ating mga staff dito sa OVP na sa dulo ng lahat, katotohanan yung mananaig. Naniwala tayo sa katotohanan ng ating pagkahalal, naniwala tayo sa proseso, naniwala tayo sa integridad ng mga mahistrado sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal. And we are very happy and grateful that this trust is affirmed. Mula namang umpisa, kahit merong electoral protest, we have not allowed it to distract us from the more important work of serving our people. Nakita nyo naman siguro yon na kahit nandun yung kaso, hindi natin pinayagan na maging hadlang siya sa trabahong ginagawa natin. But the affirmation that we received from the PET today will allow us to focus more on the more important work of serving our people, lalo itong magpapalakas ng ating pagkilos at pagtulong, lalo na ngayong panahon ng matinding krisis.
Nang naiulat na natin sa social media, 12 dormitories para sa mga medical frontliners na ang naitaguyod ng ating tanggapan. 11,429 na katao naman ang naserbisyohan ng ating shuttle service na tumakbo ng kabuuang 8 ruta mula March 18 hanggang April 14. Naglaan din tayo ng pondo mula sa ating tanggapan para sa mga extraction kit, sapat para sa 12,750 na samples. Noong March 19, na-turn over na natin ito sa RITM. Sinundan nitong Biyernes lang ng 10,000 testing at extraction kit na dinevelop ng UP at magagamit sa mga accredited testing centers. Noong March 13, sinimula natin ang pagkalap ng donasyon para punan ang mga pangangailangan ng ating mga frontliner. Binalak natin itong ituloy hanggang noong April 14, kasabay ng unang idineklarang pagtatapos ng enhanced community quarantine. Nagpasya tayong papanatilihin itong bukas, gawa ng patuloy na pagdaloy ng mga request mula sa mga ospital. Sa puntong ito, nakakalap na tayo ng mahigit 57.23 million pesos mula sa pinagsamang pondo ng OVP at donation drive ng ating partner na Kaya Natin. Makakabili ito ng 129,897 na PPE sets at 15,534 na food and care packages. 7,764 food and care packages na ang napamigay at halos 100,000 ng PPE sets ang naihatid sa 552 na mga pasilidad. Dahil sa kakulangan ng supply, nagpagawa din tayo ng mga locally designed PPE. Nakapagbahagi na tayo ng 1,245 nito bilang tulong sa mga frontliner, pati na sa mga mananahing Pilipino. Mas mainam din ang mga reusable PPE na ito dahil hindi sila kailangang itapon agad matapos ang isang gamitan. Sinimulan natin ang donation drive upang punan ang mga pangangailangang hindi agad kayang tugunan ng gobyerno. Mas malaki kaysa inaasahan ang mga pangangailangang ito, kaya't nagpasya tayong i-extend ang unang April 14 deadline para sa mga donasyon. Ngayon, nagsisimula na magkahugis ang proseso ng procurement at pag-distribute ng pamahalaan. Inaasahan na rin ang malaking halagang makukuha ng administrasyon mula sa Bayanihan to Heal as One Act. Dahil dito, nagpasya tayong taningan ang ating online donation drive for PPEs at food and care packages for frontliners. Si April 30 ang magiging huling araw nito. Regular nating iniulat sa ating Facebook page ang talaan ng mga donasyon. Matapos ang April 30, maglalabas tayo ng isang malinaw, detalyado at kumpletong talaan upang maibahagi sa publiko. Pakiramdam po namin na buo muli ang aming pamilya. Kayo na po ang pamilya namin ngayon. At dahil po kayo yung pamilya namin, magtulungan po tayong lahat para po iangat ang ating bansa. Mahalaga po yung eleksyon na ito. Dahil kung sino po yung ating pipiliin, sa kanila po natin iiwan ang kinabukasan ng ating mga anak. Malapit na po ang eleksyon. Patuloy po yung ating pakikipaglaban. Sabi nga po ng mga anak ko, Mama, konting tumbling na lang. Konting tumbling na lang po, atin na po ang tagumpay. Kahapon po, dumalo po ako sa isang vice presidential forum. Ang problema po, nag-iisa po akong sumipot. Ang sabi po sa amin ng moderator, eto po, tatandaan nyo, kasi itataga po natin ito sa bato. The last man standing is a woman.
Hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Eleni Robredo, hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Eleni Robredo, hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Eleni Robredo, hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino.